And we're live. And we're live. Happy Saturday, guys. We normally don't go live on Saturdays, but you know I was away for less than a week. It feels a lot longer, but we've been away less than a week and we're back. And I wanted to catch up so next week we can start fresh and talk about the shows that we normally talk about. But you know, we've been talking about BET Plus's what's the word? Reboot. There we go. Reboot of College Hill Celebrity Edition. We even in episode 6 get a flashback to College Hill's original days with Mr. Ray Cunningham on the Poetry Slam in episode 6. So we're going to recap episodes 5 and 6 today. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, like us on Facebook. We're also live on Facebook. I see we got people watching all the way from Orlando, Florida. What's going on, Sheila? We have we've got Brooklyn in the house. We have Pensacola, Florida in the house. We've got Arizona in the house. What's going on? Michigan's in the house. What's going on? Shy City is in the house. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, let me show my face. It doesn't feel that early, but it is early, 11:30 a.m. here in New York City. I know it's very early over on the West Coast, but it's kind of later in the day in Europe and other parts of the world, you know? Guys, welcome back. I'm your boy, TheKempire, and this is the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. And the so much more is this, the reality TV recaps that we do. And we've been covering a variety of different reality TV other than just The Real Housewives. But if you enjoy The Real Housewives, be sure to check out our recaps from this week. We recapped Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dubai, Atlanta, and Married to Medicine. So be sure to check out those recaps and let me know your thoughts on those shows. Paris is in the house. What's going on? Los Angeles is in the house. What's going on, Gabriella? Do I look fresh this morning? I don't feel fresh. I feel great, but I just don't, I could take a razor to the head, but thank you for that. Guys, let's get into this recap because there are multiple episodes that we have to cover. So as you know, we've been really enjoying College Hill Celebrity Edition. I still stand by next season. They need to be in an actual dorm, but they're going through a lot of ups and downs during the seasons. A lot of people checking out, especially Ray J. I know Ray J comes across as very likable on television, very silly, all the Ray J antics. You may have seen this week a story about Ray J and Princess Love divorcing yet again. We also talked about during our last recap of College Hill that how the reason why Princess Love didn't divorce Ray J reportedly, not reportedly, she said it on their conversations on Zeus. I don't watch it. You guys told me. That he owns the rights to her name, Princess Love. Princess Love. So apparently she doesn't care. She's walking away without her name, unlike Tina Turner. Hey, Lee. Lee says, "Hey, Kempire, glad to see you live on Saturday, watching you on the laptop and 55-inch. I love it. I love the fact that you guys are helping me co-manifest being on television by literally putting me on your television. But look, YouTube is television. A lot of you really found solace in YouTube than Netflix, and Netflix is going through a whole thing right now. And these other streaming networks, you're like, I can get free programming on YouTube. And here we are. So thank you guys for that. All right. So let's just jump into this. So let's start with episode 5. Ray J is going through it. Okay. He says in this episode that he's not used to taking orders because he's a boss. Here's the thing about Ray J, and I kind of forgot about this, and I think I just fell into the delusion of the Ray J persona on reality TV that I forgot behind the scenes. Ray J's a mess. He's not as likable as his sister Brandy, allegedly. I'm just saying. But I feel like we're starting to see cracks in the surface on College Hill. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Ray J is not the nicest person behind the scenes, allegedly, from what I've heard. But Ray J is checking out. He didn't like his grade. We all were confused these last couple of episodes. Ray J, did you not like your grades, but you didn't show up for class? Did you want her to give you an incomplete? And the fact that they even allowed Ray J in episode 6 to FaceTime and read his plagiarized poem, oh, that's next week's episode. I was like, first of all, if we're gonna do College Hill Celebrity Edition, let's make it real. There's no way that I mean, look, I understand there has to be pre-produced moments, but there's no way that a college professor would allow a student to FaceTime in, at least do it on Zoom. I mean, I get it. It's a pandemic, but that's not the reason. He was busy meeting with Donald Trump and Kodak Black. I haven't been watching the January 6th hearings. However, I did see the video of former President Donald Trump's speech that he was supposed to give, well, that he gave on January 7th and all the outtakes. If you haven't seen it, it's worth watching. It's like comedy, but at the same time, not comedy. Anyways, back to this. Oh, I can't wait to record my podcast later today. Wait, hold it. Don't forget, at 1:15 p.m. Eastern, last week's podcast episode, the visual version will be coming out on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel, subscribe there. You'll see the visual version of last week's episode. Today, I have to make time, or this weekend, to make time to record my other podcast about my trip. Stay tuned for that, because I have some more stuff to say about in regards to Donald Trump and being in a red state. Just say, and it's not going to be political. I'm just going to give you observations. So don't all you Trump supporters, calm down. It's not going to be that type of episode. It's going to be more about what I saw and observed. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Wayne says, yes, the professor gave him 2 stabs after the poem unwillingly. I just couldn't understand why they would. Okay, we'll get there. Let me just start. Let me stay in episode 5. We'll get to episode 6 in a second. So the group meets with their advisors. This is their 3rd week. I can't believe that this group, these celebrities, have taken away from their lives for more than 1 week. They've been away for 3 weeks. Well, Nene was gone because she has her lounge to manage. I don't know if it was the lounge or maybe she had an appearance. I don't know. All right, Nene. So the group meets with their advisors, and the advisors want to know, do you guys feel like you're all living up to the challenge of what you've taken on? Some feel like they have, and some feel like, no, they haven't. Big Frida, to me, I understand why Big Frida's reality show lasted for as long as it did and why people love Big Frida so much. Just so damn lovable and likable on this show, and also funny and emotional. We'll get there. So other than African American studies, the group is now going into their intro to law class. And their intro to law class is going to, and to me, this was exciting. I probably should have been a lawyer, but I worked for a law firm for over like 15 years. And we also had our own little, but this was brand new. They had built out their own sort of courtroom in their offices. So I remember when I was a Simon Scholar in like 8th grade, And that was the year that our entire class went to a courtroom and pretended to be lawyers and things like that. But because I was a Simon Scholar, I had another event that I had to go to. So I had to miss that. So I never got that experience. That was 8th grade. I'm still talking about it at my grown age. I wanted the experience. I'm not going on college. I don't. Done with school. But they're going to get their experience in this law class. But it's so interesting when the group walks into this law class. You see the law students are dressed like they're going to court. And as Big Frida says, we look like the defendants because they look like a mess. And most of all, who looks like a mess, not a mess. I feel like they're just dressed inappropriately for school. But I'm sure you went to school with a bunch of people that you're like, what are you wearing to class? People wearing pajamas and whatnot. But every time I see the girls, what are you doing to your butts? Those don't even look natural. Dream Doll and India Love. But your body, your choice, but damn. Anyways. Miss Dory says, humble brag. I mean, Tiffany says, love Big Frida. Big Frida's the best part of the show for me. And Nene. I mean, we'll get to Nene in a second, but she's not the best part of the show. She's definitely a nice part of the show. Okay. So, okay. Damn. How do I talk about this? So Judge Walker comes in. And she has rules. The law student told the group the rules. When Judge Walker comes into the room, everyone must stand. You don't sit until Judge Walker tells you to sit. All right? Hold on, y'all. Let me turn my notifications off. Judge Walker, that wig. And y'all know I never notice a wig. You guys always point out wigs to me. But I noticed Judge Walker's wig, and I noticed the lining. Anyone else did? I was like, Judge Walker, you're going to be on television. Oh, damn. Casey says, Ray J starting a new R&B group called RSVP. Is he in the group? Oh. I saw that Day 26 is reuniting as well. I mean, there's an open space for boy bands and girl groups right now. There really aren't any. To be honest. Not RSVP. I hope he's not in it. Jesus says yes, he is. Oh, damn. Okay. Cherie says, listen, you ain't wrong, Kempire, in regards to India and Dream. I actually really do like India Love, though. Dream, I had my moments with Dream. In episode 5, I really enjoyed Dream. Episode 6, I was like, the love affair is over. So here are the rules of Judge Walker's class. Look. Briefs are to be handwritten. And I think that's normal for a law class, but I'm like, can you imagine having to write out stuff nowadays in this day and age to write something out? But I guess you have to write it out so there's no plagiarism. Is that why? Lawyers, let me know. Also, no electronics in class. I know that hurt this group of celebrities. No electronics in class or it will be confiscated. So they're going to prepare. And this is what I enjoy about this show is that they're going to prepare for a trial where it's a real life situation where you have a police officer that shot and killed a black man. And the group is going to be split up. Big Frida and Ray J are representing the police officer, and Big Slim is the witness. And I think Big Slim should have been the prosecutor. India Love is the prosecutor right now in episode 5. But Lamar? Why is Lamar the prosecutor? Oh, see, Robin says handwritten. I type mine. Well, that part. Okay. But it's not unusual for me to hear about handwritten briefs. But maybe she's just trying to be tough on them. Or maybe she's worried about plagiarism in college, especially with this group of people. Lala Chanel says, Big Frida makes the show worth watching. I agree. We have so many moments with Big Frida where she makes me laugh, she makes me cry. And she's also trying to get this house together. She's like, come on, you already know, time to go to class. But why is Lamar the prosecutor? I really do like Lamar, but woo, 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 woo. Lala Chanel says, Judge Walker is old school and I'm here for it. Yeah, they need that. They need that. Oh, French Lady says it's the sound effects for me because I don't know about College Hill. I'm updated from your recap. Yeah, so for those that are just joining and wonder what we're talking about College Hill Celebrity Edition, the reboot of the old show from BET. It's available on BET Plus. They're not paying me, but they should. Or give us a promo code so I can give it to y'all so you can watch it. But back to this. So they're in this law class, and I'm interested in this law class because not only is the law aspect interesting and seeing these guys pretend to be lawyers and witnesses and things like that, but the case that they're covering, these real life, I feel like College Hill Celebrity Edition is covering so many bases. They're talking about family trauma. They're talking about police brutality. They're talking about what it means to be Black. They're talking about racism. They're talking about they're in an HBCU. There's so many aspects being covered in this reality show and feels not forced. It feels actually natural. Yes, there's some pre-produced moments, and yes, there's some bad editing. I'm going to give them leeway. I'm going to give them leeway with that because no other show is perfect either. Bravo has bad editing too. You already know. Sorry. I love when Big Frida does that. Sorry. So the class is preparing for this. And again, I'm saying I don't understand why Lamar is not the witness. He needs to be the witness and not the prosecutor. Because Lamar, he's been through some things. Like not everything is there. So Frida, Ray J, and Dream. Frida broke down a couple of times these last couple of episodes. She broke down a couple of times. But she talked about how her stepfather showed a lot more love to her brother and sister than her because she was gay. But she said her late mom really advocated for her and really fought for her when it came to her stepfather. And Big Frida says that it wasn't until her mom died that her father really this is when they started to have a better relationship. Big Frida loved her mom, and her mom was really a special angel in her life because her mom, instead of shunning her away for being different, really embraced her and really uplifted her and really told her, no, be who you are. Wear those wigs, wear those nails. Be as gay as you want to be. I was like, you already know. Sorry. It's too early for this. It's too early for that. Cassandra says, Lamar, the prosecutor, oh boy, that requires Lamar to think deeply. I don't think it's in him to think. I mean, we don't say this, we don't say that in a mean way. Lamar, how many strokes? How many heart attacks? He already admitted that there are certain things that he was supposed to do in order to stimulate his brain that he has not done. I mean, and I know we made excuses for Lamar before about being nasty, but apparently he was being nasty way before he had the heart attacks and strokes. Mm. Look. Okay, but this conversation with Big Frida, and I kind of wish that Ray J, and this is why I feel like Ray J is just putting on for the camera all the time, because Ray J grew up very differently than Big Frida and Dream Doll. Dream Doll talks about her father. This is where Dream Doll got me. In episode 5, Dream Doll got me, but in episode 6, I lost. I really couldn't stand. Couldn't stand her. But this was an opportunity, and I think maybe the reason why he didn't do it is because he grew up very differently, than Big Frida and Dream Doll. But I do love how this cast of folks really seem like they're having a good time and really are bonding together. Anyone else feel like that too, or is it just me? Thank you, Danielle, for the super chat. Danielle says Big Frida's mom used to do Frida's hair before every show or event and was old school. Did it in the kitchen. Hashtag mother's love. Oh. Liam said, who's Dream Doll? She's apparently a rapper from New York, from the Bronx. I'm not very familiar with her. I think I know like one song, and that's only because it was like a diss track. And I can't even tell you what the song was or what the diss track was about. It's unimportant at this point. Anyways, so Dream Doll also talks about her relationship with her dad and how her dad is more interested in Dream Doll, the character, and what Dream Doll can do for him versus being a father to her. And he's been incarcerated. So her being in that courtroom is a little bit triggering because she's like, this just reminds me of my dad and when he went away and things like that. But she also doesn't want him to talk about him too much on the show because that's giving him light on the show. And she's like, her mom has always been the one there for her. And the reason, anytime she does something for her mom, he's like, are you going to do that for me? And she's like, my mother's always been there for me. You have not. So we're diving into these issues, which I can appreciate on the show because I think those issues are very relatable to a lot of different people. Slim. Speaking of Dream Doll, Slim, as you know, from the top of this season, Slim has been flirting. He wants to get with Dream Doll. Slim, do you want like a wife or do you just want to hook up? But Dream Doll's like, you're the bro. I'm not interested in doing any of that with you. She had to literally tell him to get out of her bed. In this day and age, when a woman says to get out of her room, get out of her bed, Slim, you should know, but I know you're old school. When she tells you to get out, you get out. When she says she's not interested, you back off. Your continuation to push some sort of flirtation with her now is leaning on problematic. Powerful says he just wants a hookup. Yeah, I mean, he's so grown though at this point. Do you not want to settle down? Slim's so thirsty. But I also do like Slim on the show. That's the only aspect of the show of Slim on the show that makes me go, like, but he's also a man. And I hate to use that excuse, but yes, Stephanie. Let me see what you guys say. Okay, Danielle says Dream Doll lost me when she started crying because her dad went to jail at age 3. What do you mean she lost you when she started crying because her dad went to jail? You don't think that it would affect her? I remember things from when I was like little. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I will be dropping the call-in link for you guys to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episodes of College Hill Celebrity Edition. So right now we're talking about episode 5. Let me move because I want to kind of get through all of this because at 1:15 we will be live on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for the visual version of our podcast from last week. All right. So Slim is still trying to hook up with Dream Doll. All right. But Dream Doll also talks about wanting kids and her dream romance. She talks about a shopping cart romance. I've heard of this movie-like idea, but the shopping cart romance, bumping into the love of your life with the shopping cart. I mean, I think everyone has that romanticized version of how they think that they would find the person that they love. But she's also talking about how she wants to have kids. And she might do it on her own. So Nene finally returns. They should have never allowed Nene to take time off. because I felt like something was missing without Nene there. I need, if we're gonna bring Nene back to television, we need her there for every moment. No one should be allowed to leave. I understand they have obligations, but we need to figure that out. Anyways, so she returns, and I really believe that Nene missed everyone. And so Nene, this episode and episode 6 is talking about losing Greg, because literally it wasn't even a year when she started filming College Hill Celebrity Edition that Greg had passed away. It's only, is it about to be a year? At the end of this year, will be a year. So Nene's opening up about that. And look, we've criticized Nene for a lot of different things. And a lot of you criticized Nene for moving on so quickly after Greg. But in defense of Nene, and we've said this before, Greg had been sick for a while. He had been sick and then went into remission, and then he got sick again. And we don't even know exactly how long he had been sick during this period of time before he passed away. And I do believe that there is a love and a friendship, a true, genuine friendship between Nene and Greg. And I really believe that he protected Nene from a lot of different things. And losing him was like losing her best friend. I really believe that. No matter what people want to say about Nene, I really believe that her and Greg, if anything, more than anything, had a friendship. So losing your best friend, your partner, the man you've been married to, the man you have a child with. I know sometimes we hold celebrities and reality TV stars on this mantle of they're not like us, but they are like us. So when you lose someone like that in your life, you're going to react to it very differently. So on this show, she's talking about how she felt. And I'm glad that she said completely how she felt. Like she expected people not to move on. She expected people to be like, why are you moving on? Greg just died. No, I don't want to be alone. I appreciate that because I think Nene is one of the rare people that will actually tell you how she really feels, even if it's not the most politically correct thing to say or do. And I know a lot of people could relate to how she was feeling in that moment. And then she had a pack. She talked about packing up her house. That's what I thought she was really doing when she was missing in action on the show. I felt like she was packing up her Georgia mansion, which she's now sold. So she's talking more and more about that. Ashley says, grief is a lot, especially for the caregiver. Give Nene some grace. Exactly. IB says Nene could have kept her new man offline. It looked tacky. I mean, she could have. I mean, look, she could have, but at the same time, I mean, she really should have, because now, as you know, not T, it's a legal situation. She's being sued by Naomi's wife in the state of North Carolina for alienation of affection. So she really should have kept it offline. Just to protect herself legally. But I can't be mad at her for moving on. Look at Dorinda. Well, not Dorinda. Look at Jill Zarin. Dorinda's the one who spilled the beans. She's like, you moved on from Bobby like the next day. But we also don't know how long Bobby had been sick. From what I hear, Bobby was sick for a while before he passed away too. Bobby, another one that people loved on the Real Housewives franchise. All right. We're going to talk more about that in a second, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about College Hill Celebrity Edition, which is available on BET Plus. They're not paying me, but they should. Joking. I joke when I say this. Some of you will take me seriously. I mean, don't forget, we will be live on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for our visual version of our podcast, Kempire Radio. So be sure to subscribe there if you haven't subscribed. We're almost at 8,000 subscribers. Let's get to 10,000 subscribers on that channel as well. And that way you don't miss out. God forbid anything happens here. Be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. If you're part of the replay crew, we want to know, how would you rate these last couple of episodes of College Hill Celebrity Edition? What are you thinking of the season so far? What's your reaction to some of the things that I'm saying and bringing up during my recap? And shout out to everyone that's been getting their cold. You guys have been getting your coldest water bottle stuff. Get your coldest water bottle stuff. Don't forget to use the discount code KEMP10. But they don't just have water bottles, so they have a variety of pillows, pet stuff, coolers. It's hot. It's still a heat wave here in New York City. So you might want to get your stuff. But someone called, well, no, someone sent in a super chat yesterday saying that our merch, our water bottle, actually keeps your water cold from like 9 a.m. to about 5 p.m. and probably longer. She was just saying it was still cold by the end of the day. Who knew? Our Kempire Black Label merch is now available at houseofkempire.com. More merch is coming. Please note the Kempire Black Label merch will be up for a limited time. A limited time. So get them while supplies last. All right. I'll drop the link for hold on. Let me drop the link. All right, mods, I got it. Or you can just go to kempireradio.com and all the links to my podcast and the YouTube channel are available there. But I'll drop the link here for you guys as well. All right. Back to this. Ray J. So at the end of episode 5, Ray J heads home. And it doesn't seem like Ray J is going to be coming back because he's taking all his things with him. But in reality, first of all, even if I wasn't a celebrity, but he is a celebrity, would you be leaving your stuff there? I wouldn't. Honestly, I would not be leaving my stuff there. I wouldn't be leaving my stuff there even if I wasn't just regular schmegular me. I'm not leaving my stuff there if I don't know when I'm coming back and I'm going to deal with things with my family because that's been the storyline for Ray J. He's dealing with the death of his aunt, which really happened, Snoop Dogg's mom. He's dealing with his marital situation. He's getting a divorce. But I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving my stuff there. No, Mrs. Matthews says he left his personal belongings. He left like a couple of jackets, but everyone was like, "Oh, you're not coming back. You're taking all your things." He had like multiple bags of clothes. I'm not leaving my stuff behind. Blue says he's a drama queen. He'll be back. And he is back. We see from the preview for episode 7, Ray J does return. All right. But he leaves in episode 5 because he's just dealing with a lot. Okay. He's dealing with a lot. I don't feel sorry for Ray J. Like, part of me at the beginning of the season, I felt a little sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for Ray J. I feel as if, especially after we find out where Ray J has been.
Wow.
Anyways, so let's move on to episode 6, guys. If you're just joining us, we're talking about College Show Celebrity Edition. I will be dropping the call-in link so you guys can call in and share your thoughts on episodes 5 and 6. We have almost 450 people in the building watching on YouTube, watching on TikTok. We see you, TikTok. Thank you guys for being here from behind the scenes. We are also live on TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter at TheKempire. Be sure to follow me there if you haven't. Happy Saturday morning. Well, now afternoon. Don't forget at 1:15 p.m. Eastern, we will be on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for the visual version of last week's episode of our podcast. And I will be putting out a new episode of the podcast once I get it finished. Okay? All right. Mrs. Matthews says the way he treated Stacey Dash was a bit much. And no, I'm not a fan of hers, but I thought her distant presence added another dimension to the house. I wish they didn't try to swap rooms. I mean, we've said this before about Stacey Dash, and I feel like Stacey Dash should have stayed. I feel like people would have at least, I don't know if they would have forgiven her, but they would have at least had a different mind about her. She probably could have had moved in a better place when it comes to her career. But she did what we thought she would do. She womped and left. All right, bye, Stacey Dash. She left in like in episode 1 or it's the top of episode 2. And we heard that she left mid-season. That's not mid-season. Virgin Love says Stacey Dash wasn't staying. Yeah. Anyways, so okay. Oh, before we move on, so before Ray J decides just to leave because of his personal struggles, the reason that he was triggered to do this was because they went horseback riding, and I think maybe some people don't know that the first cowboys were black people. So they reiterate that on the show. Another reason to love this version of College Hill Celebrity Edition. They're talking about these things and they go horseback riding, and to see these celebrities go horseback riding, always interesting. Nene's like, I'm not getting on that horse. I love these little moments. But apparently this moment triggers Ray J. You see when Ray J goes out to the field and he's like, "Ah!" It was giving Noella from Real Housewives of Orange County this season when she goes to the lake and she's like, "Ah!" I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Ray J, you're a better actor than this. Please do better. Just saying. So let's move on to episode 6, guys. We have almost 200 likes, guys. If we can get to 200 likes, I will drop the call-in link for all of you guys to call in and share your thoughts on the latest episodes of College Hill Celebrity Edition. So in episode 6, Ray J is gone. Okay, Ray J is gone. He left the previous episode. At one point, Big Frida says she's pregnant. I like Big Frida because in our society of wokeness, she doesn't we've talked about it. She doesn't mind what pronoun you use with her. She's just a little bit more comfortable talking about these things. And that's why I felt like this would have been a really great moment for Stacey Dash to have those conversations, to apologize for some of the things that she said, especially about the trans community. But you know what she did. Look, you know what she did. She left. Um, Dream Doll. So I was enjoying Dream Doll in episode 5. By episode 6, Dream Doll is acting like a brat. She's acting like a brat doll. She's acting like a brat doll. She says she isn't feeling well, and part of the reason why she isn't feeling well and she doesn't go to school and she misses African American studies is because of the grade that she got. She got a B. And look, there were a lot of kids that I went to school with, including myself. I don't know. I wouldn't tear myself up over a B. Did I like getting a B? No. But did I get sick? There were kids though, and I'm sure you went to school with some that would lose it if they got anything less than an A. Okay? So that's part of the reason why she decides not to go to school. In African American Studies class, the teacher announces that they're going to have to write a poem. All right, everyone is all worried. But when Brian White goes up there and performs his poem, I kind of wish all of them perform like Brian did, because it's one thing to read a poem, to write a poem, but to actually perform a poem the way that he did. My thing is, there's a bunch of performers on this cast, including Nene. I just feel like y'all could have did a little bit more. Y'all could have did a little bit more in your performance. We'll get to the performance in a second. So we get that performance from Brian White, and everyone was like, wow, that's incredible. Dream finally does make it to school that day. She doesn't make it to class, but she does see the professor and tells the professor, I'm not happy about my grade. And the professor's like, why? Why is a B an F for you? She's like, I'm just, I don't. She has no legitimate reason. You all know, if you've been to college or school, if you were not happy about your grade, you had reasons. You're like, well, no, I did this, this, and this, and this. There's no reason why I should have gotten a B. I should have gotten this particular grade. She didn't have any reason for it. She was just being a brat. She felt like she deserved an A. And we're like, girl, no, you don't. But the professor is a lot more patient than us, and just like, I want you to work a little bit harder. You can do this. Okay. So she's going to have to work on her poem. And she, at the end of this episode, really struggles to perform her poem. Mind you, she is a performer. She is a rapper. And I know poetry and rap are two different things. However, they're not far from each other. I would have believed this more if it was Lamar. I would have believed this more if it was Nene. But you are a performer. You can't go in front of a crowd. This crowd's too big. Didn't you just say that you performed in front of thousands of people? And look, an intimate performance where there's less people is a little bit harder. Trust and believe. As a performer, I understand. Having a small group of people versus thousands where you really can't see their faces is different. However, Dream Doll, I don't remember the last time I saw you perform in front of thousands, but okay. Right? Jamila says, I was not understanding the poetry struggle. Drama for TV. Drama for TV. Kitten says, Dream's words were yeah, when she finally said them, I was like, okay, Dream Doll. My favorite, though, who was your favorite in the live chat and replay crew? Whose poem was your favorite? I really enjoyed India. She started them off. Lamar's poem wasn't bad. His poem was dedicated to Kobe. And so he has the Kobe tattoo on his neck. Lamar's a sweet man. Nasty. But a sweet man. If I ever met Lamar Odom, I'd be like this, hey, hey, hey. Hey. How you doing? I really also enjoyed Nene's poem because she's talking about the situation with Greg, but she's also talking about people's reaction to how she reacted. Social distancing, just saying. Lala says she liked India's. Virgin says she liked Slim's. Mrs. Matthews liked Slim's. Made in Asia says Nene and Lamar's. Just saying. Black Opal says, I don't understand people believing they deserve better grades. Earn the better grade. And I think part of that is television, but I also believe that is the entitlement of celebrity. I think that's also the entitlement of celebrity. I deserve an A. An A for what? Based on what we've seen from these folks throughout this season, y'all lucky for the grades that you got, especially Ray J. We'll get back to the poetry slam in a second. So yeah, so they have to do their poems, blah 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 blah. All right. So Nene finally makes it to the law class. So remember, Nene wasn't there when they first started Intro to Law. So she's finally there. So Judge Walker. Sorry, Judge Walker. I can't help myself. India is not able to perform in law class. India, and I find this so interesting, but when you're an influencer, it depends on what you do as an influencer. Some influencers have no problem talking in front of people because that's what they do on social media. But she does. I think she's more of an influencer. Like, look at me, I'm cute, or do funny little things on social media. And a lot of you said that she is at the beginning of social media influencers. Great. But there's always like, I don't want to do this. But I get it. There are a lot of girls that you went to school with, that I went to school with, very much like India Love, thinking that they can get through school just being cute. And she is the prosecutor. And she's like, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. Can you imagine speaking the way that these guys spoke to the teachers? Yes, we know there was always someone speaking to the teachers recklessly. But girl, if you don't do what she tells you to do, she's lucky. The professor was like, are you okay being a witness? She literally switched it up. And Nene is now the prosecutor. The producer asks Nene about India being overwhelmed. And Nene says, India is overwhelmed by life. Next question. This is why I love Nene. I mean, based on what we've seen of India Love on the show, it does seem like India is overwhelmed by life. Essence says India is the epitome of pretty privilege. It's like, girl, do the work. She's lucky because another professor would have been like, girl, you better figure this out. This is what you're here to do, to learn. But I also understand professors understand you don't want to give a student too much anxiety because, back in the day, they weren't thinking about this. Today, they are thinking about this. You don't want to put a student in that level of stress because it can lead to depression. It could lead to suicidal thought. Like, you don't want to do that to a student. Okay, you're not comfortable in this position. I see it's causing you a lot of anxiety. Let's move, let's trade. But you're not going to get out of this. You're still going to do work. So these are the aspects that I'm thinking about. So Nene's like, now Nene's like, now why am I in it? Because you're in class too, Nene. Now you're not going to just be a witness. You're going to do what you need to do. You're going to Nene likes to make up some words. Nene don't necessarily get the English language together all the time, but she's going to be a good prosecutor. That's going to be interesting. I can't wait till next week when they're actually. I like to see like the mock trials. I like to see stuff like that, especially with people that aren't attorneys. Okay. So Big Slim is, everyone's complimenting him in another scene about how he's just sort of like laid back. He doesn't let anything bother him. And he literally says, I don't give a F. I like Big Slim. He's come across very likable on the show. It's just the over flirtation with a woman that's not interested in him that he needs to kind of pull back. I understand you like her. I understand you've been in the house for like 4 weeks and you're like, Big Slim, after the show, I mean, even before the show, I'm sure you had no problem getting the ladies. So stop it. Big Frida is worried because Ray J is supposed to be helping them with this project, but Ray J's gone. All right. And Big Frida's afraid that he's not going to show up for their law project. He's the co-counsel on this case. So she FaceTimes him and he's like, da, 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 Ray J all over the place. And God only knows what that is. So he starts asking, what about the other group? He's like, Big Frida's like, don't worry about the other group. Worry about us. Worry about what we have to do. You ever had that type of, like, why are you worried about over there? Focus on what we need to do. Okay? Hold on. Let me drop the call in like I forgot. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's an easy and free way of supporting our channel, but not just our channel, but other channels that cover similar topics. I'm posting the call in link if you guys want to make a quick comment on episodes 5 and 6 of College Hill Celebrity Edition. TikTok, we appreciate you all being here and tapping your screens and watching from behind the scenes as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hold on. Let me see what you guys are saying. Jameer says, I feel like India doubts herself too much. Every time she performs or presents, she's great. She is. She is. Claire says, Nene's English is hilarious. Remember Pillow Talk season 6 when she said, I can't even pronounce this, instead of fist, fistuses? Lord, I can't. I can't. I know. And this is why when people say Nene should have a daytime talk show, I'm just like, it's not to say that everyone speaks perfect English, but her English is very questionable. Okay? Anyway. Yeah, what is Ray J's sign? I don't know. Can someone Google Schmoogle? What is Ray J's sign? All right. Back to this. So I'm going to skip over some of this stuff. Well, no. The Poetry Slam. We already talked a little bit about the Poetry Slam. I asked you guys who was your favorite at the Poetry Slam. India Love is the first one to go up. I liked India Love's. I didn't mind Nene's. Ray J's, the fact that Ray J was allowed to FaceTime in his poem, I was like, what are we doing here? I would have rather them just give him an incomplete. But I guess the storyline for next week is that Ray J plagiarized his poem. I'm thinking the reason why they allowed Ray J to go, the reason why they allowed Nene to go is because they pre-planned this in regards to, like, we have previous commitments, so I have to leave at some point. So they're trying to spin it into another way. And this is where pre-production of reality TV that gets annoying, but I get it. Ray J apparently plagiarized his poem, State versus Father. But Dream, she doesn't want to perform. She says, there's too many people. And she walks out. She goes to the bathroom. There's too many people. But when she does come back and she finally gets the poem out, it's actually a nice poem. I didn't love the way she did it because she was doing it like it was a rap verse. But then at the same time, that's what I would expect from a rapper. Slim didn't do that, but here it is. Oh, he's a Capricorn. That's interesting. That means we would like each other. Oh, damn it. I mean, he's very likable and about his money. Very much like a Capricorn. Okay. A Capricorn. Interesting. And Nene is what? A Sagittarius? All right. She's a Sagittarius. Who else do we what is Big Frida? That's what I want to know. What is Big Frida? I wouldn't be surprised if Big Frida was a earth sign. Someone Google schmoogle that. All right. All right. Who's an Aquarius? Like who's an Aquarius? No, everyone's saying he's a Capricorn. Oh, Essence says Big Slim can get it, all of it. You guys are reliving some of Nene-isms from over the years. All right. So at the end of this, we get through the poetry slam, and Big Frida is like, oh my gosh, look at this picture of Ray J meeting Donald Trump and bringing Kodak Black. What in the... So apparently Ray J was missing in action because he was meeting with Donald Trump and Kodak Black instead of being there for the poetry slam and helping them prepare for this trial. But Ray J does return next week, and that should be interesting because if we find out that he, not allegedly, he plagiarized the poem that he read via FaceTime. Really? Someone says, who is Kodak Black? Look, I don't know the music. I don't even listen to that in the iPod. Just saying. Big Frida's an Aquarius. Interesting. I mean, it makes sense. That big personality. Okay. But you already know. Look, you already know. You already know with Big Frida that you with astrology, you need to know their moon sign and their rising sign and all the other signs because that helps to know the person's personality. All right, let's get to some callers and then I'm getting out of here because at 1:15 we will be live on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel for the visual version of our podcast. So be sure to subscribe there if you haven't already. All right, Shireen says missing African American studies to meet Donald Trump. Shaking my head. I mean, him and 50 Cent. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Danielle. Danielle's backstage. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there.
How are you?
I'm good and yourself. Okay, so real quick, I'm totally with Essence. I'm all of it, real bad. Big
Big
Slim,
Slim.
Big Slim, real bad. In the words of
Not real
Carisha, real
bad.
bad.
Oh, God.
But
Okay.
and also, as far as shucks, I didn't want you to pull me up first. As far as people leaving, Big Slim left for a couple of days too. So I think, to your point, it might have been something that was already pre-planned because it was like a business thing. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. And if y'all correct me in the comments, I had to take notes because I was like going crazy. India only got her fame because of who she was dating, and then she became an influencer. To your point, because she's cute. Because I
Oh.
think, if I'm not mistaken, I did watch the show with her and her sisters and her parents. That's what she really became famous because of who she was dating. I know at one time she was dating what is it, LA Confidential on Instagram. What's his stage name? I can't think of it. LA Confidential, the guy.
You asking me?
I shouldn't. I know. I'm sorry. Anywho, but someone to tell us in the comments. LA Confidential. What's his stage name? It's LA Confidential on Instagram, but I can't think. He LA rapper. He's a tall, handsome with chunky teeth or crunchy teeth. Okay, keep going. Um, so I think she's popular because she's cute, and I think she hide behind the
Oh, the
screen.
game.
The game, yes, that's his name. That's his
Okay.
name. I think she hides behind the screen because on Blue Ivy's internet, she can't do anything else but be on screen. Okay, so maybe she does have fear of being in person because she's used to being on Blue Ivy's internet. All right. Nene, I'm gonna defend her as far as the grievance. I remember my dad died, my mother act like nothing happened, and she kept going on with life. And I just think people grieve differently. To everyone's point, she just shouldn't have posted the boyfriend too soon on Blue Ivy's internet because it didn't make sense. As far as the Bratz doll, she just seemed so fake to me. I felt like she was trying to make tears about her dad being locked up when she was 3.
Oh,
That's why I didn't believe it. So that's what I meant with that comment. I don't believe that she was really so traumatized. I just felt like it was fake. Along with the walking out of class, the walking out at the poetry jam. Like
mhm.
it just comes across very fake, and I'm not here for it. We only know her. She got her start on what, Bad Girls Club, really? So I don't even think she has a talent. So yeah, okay. I'm about to
All
pull
right.
up and get my Starbucks. See you guys later. Happy Saturday.
All right, you too. Wow. Oh, I mean, the only people I really know and I know are Nene on this show. What else do I? Ray J. I know of Big Frida, but I never watched Big Frida's reality show. I wasn't familiar with Dream Doll, knew the name. India Love knew the name, wasn't familiar. Didn't realize she dated the Game. She seems way too young for the Game to be dating. What's the age difference there? Or does she just come across younger than she is? Ah. Lacania says, call her red and drop the mic. Yeah. Claire says, not talentless. Okay, Rebecca says, no, Dream is actually a decent rapper. I've heard that a couple of times from people and vaguely remember her diss track. And I was like, oh, she's not bad. But what has it done for her career since then? Not she was 16. Allegedly. Okay. All right. Let me bring up Dewan. Dewan's backstage. What's going on, Dewan?
Hey, what's up, Kempire? How you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm well. I was doing research about India because I was curious, but apparently she's always had this kind of demeanor, and I hate to say insecurity because it's really not an insecurity. It's just a struggle with self identity. In a lot of her interviews, she talked about how she grew up in Christian schools and stuff. I guess her parents were wealthy, and she was bullied at Catholic school a lot, and she struggled with that growing up a lot. And I
You
mean,
grew
she's
up
only,
wealthy?
yeah,
Oh.
through the research that I've seen, yeah. But she was bullied a lot growing up. She's only 26, so she's a year older than me. And so, I mean, she was in school 10 years ago. So she's probably still processing a lot of that. And she felt the same way, she said, when she got around the industry, obviously with the TV show, etc. And I don't know if she got famous a lot more from, I mean, obviously, I'm sure her relationships helped as it does a lot of celebrities, but she also did a lot of like huge deals. Like she was a brand ambassador for Apple as well. She was on tour with Will I Am. So
On tour doing
she,
what?
I don't know. I guess she was hosting maybe because
Oh.
she wasn't really into, yeah. I'm trying. Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I feel bad for her because I don't know. Yeah, she struggles with that. But yeah, Dream Doll is also very good. This show has been good. We need more Nene. That's the reason I subscribe. BET, give us Nene. So, but that's all.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Dewan. Well, okay. So hold on. Oh, she was famous on Tumblr. We did say that before when we were talking about how Tisa says she was 19 at the time, still way younger than him. Okay, so she wasn't 16. Okay, all right. Casey's backstage. We're gonna bring up Casey. What's going on, Casey?
Hey, Kempire, how you doing?
Oh, well, how are you?
2 points. Ray J, Sammy, Bobby Valentino, and Pleasure from Pretty Ricky is in Ray J's new supergroup. And
Say that one more time.
Ray J, Sammy, Bobby Valentino, and Pleasure from Pretty Ricky is in the supergroup. And India Love and the Game wasn't really dating. They were just hitting the sheets. That's it.
Damn. Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Casey, thank you so much. Bye. Okay. Not y'all calling in and spilling tea this early. I love it though. Thank you. Wow. So don't forget, guys, we will be getting back to our regular scheduled programming next week. So Monday, it will be our Real Housewives of Atlanta recap at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. 5:30 p.m. Eastern will be Married to Medicine. Tuesday will be our Tuesday Takeover, where we talk about a variety of pop culture news, reality TV news. Wednesday, we will be covering College Hill in the afternoon. I wanted to make sure we were caught up because we missed 2 episodes of College Hill, and I didn't want to do 3 episodes come next week. I wanted to talk about this. So thank you all for calling in. Thank you all for being in the live chat and being part of this conversation. I'm enjoying College Hill Celebrity Edition so far. I definitely think with this new reboot, I think even better next season, it will feel a little bit more natural. Editing will be a little bit better. But I actually really do enjoy this crew that they have, including India Love and Dream Doll. But next week, it's going to be all about Ray J and him plagiarizing his poem. Is he going to get kicked out of school? I mean, people get kicked out of school for plagiarism. If they don't kick Ray J out of school, they have literally been bought and paid by Ray J, because he's done so many things that would have gotten him an incomplete, a failed grade. Now you're plagiarizing, and they allowed you to FaceTime in to plagiarize the poem. He should be kicked out of school. He should be kicked out of school, in my opinion. Just saying. Danielle, thank you so much for the super chat. Dan says, I need to understand y'all's definition of wealthy. As Countess Luann says, money can't buy you class. Because when you tell me that that India Love grew up wealthy, that doesn't mean, because I would never get wealthy from her. But that doesn't mean anything. That just because you have the access doesn't mean that you take advantage of the access. Anyways. So we found out that Ray J has an R&B group coming out, RSVP. I won't be listening to that music. Not one of the only person in that group that I probably want to listen to would be Sammy and maybe Bobby Valentino. What's the other person? Pleasure P. Maybe Pleasure P. Ray J, stop smoking. Ray J's literally smoking in these last couple of episodes. And I'm like, this is why you sounded so horrible at the verses. That's just my opinion. Guys, let's continue this conversation below. Thank you guys for the super chats. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Club members. If you'd like to become a member of the channel, head on over to teamkempire.com/join. Don't forget to get your coldest water bottle. It is hot in these streets around the world. Use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. We will be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, right? Yeah. Tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern for our recap of Love and Marriage DC, the reunion part 1. And we have to talk about the Jasmine Brand interview with Monique. We have to talk about it. So if you missed it, they've already posted clips on their Instagram. Be sure to check that out. Oh, Monique. Oh, Monique. We'll talk about that and part 1 of Love and Marriage DC tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for that. Stay cool. Thank you all for being here. Have a great rest of your Saturday. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye. Don't forget to like the video, guys. Let's get to 300 likes. We got over 500 people here. Let's get to 300 likes, and let's get to 400 likes. And I will see you guys in the next video. I'll see. Oh, hold on. Let me play some music. Boom. Bye, y'all.